Hey, remember last week at the end of my video I said I was going to go for a walk? Well, this will be that video. I had been asked some questions about my intro, so I decided I'd answer them. So get ready for a history lesson. It's been a long time since I've been out and about, so I really enjoyed myself. So just before we get to that, I just want to thank all my subscribers. You know, I started this just for something to do, basically, and I really enjoy the fact that people like my videos, so I just wanted to say thank you so much. Well, you're probably wondering what that view has to do with railroad history, but I'm going to show you. This is Red Wing, Minnesota. This is where I live. And I've had a few people ask me about my intro. So I'm going to explain my intro to you. There's a little bit of railroad history to it, so be right back. So right now I'm on Soren Bluff. There's two bluffs here that we're going to be talking about, Soren Bluff and Barn Bluff. We're going to go to Barn Bluff in a few minutes, but we're at Soren Bluff, and I'm in the lower quarry. You know, back in the day, we go back into the 1800s, they used to carve a lot of this rock out in order to make foundations and lime. This is all limestone. So this is one of those rock formations that they were carving on at the time it all came to a close, and that's the remainder of what's left. So I walked down to the end of the trail here just to give you a glimpse. I'm still in the lower quarry. You can see how high up it is. And I'll try and zoom in there so you can see the railroad tracks down there. Those were the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul railroad tracks, and they wind right around Barn Bluff. That's Barn Bluff there, and that's where we'll be going when we leave this Soren Bluff. You can see there where that bluff's been carved out. So we're still on Soren Bluff. We were at the lower quarry. This is the upper quarry, and you can see where the top of this bluff is totally gone, and that's what's remaining from their blasting and cutting. There's just that little spot up there. They actually have a stairway going to the top so you can get a view from up there. So this is the little area that was left. And somewhere up here was a rail system. And the rail system was what moved the rocks, the limestone. And I've seen pictures of it, but I'm not sure exactly where it was. But I know it was up here someplace. Back over there is where we were for the lower quarry. Now they've got picnic area here. And I'm not sure if the railway system started here or over at the other quarry. But there's pictures of it going down the bluff. And those are the tracks down there again that I showed you earlier. And now we're going to go to Barn Bluff. And we're going to go behind that bluff. Lots of tourists walk on top of that bluff. I've even seen rock climbers climbing it. So this is the trailhead for Barn Bluff to go up on top. But we're going to go behind. And you can see by the parking lot, there's a lot of people here that are taking advantage of the nice day. But we're going to swing around this way. Hope I don't make you dizzy. We're going to go out behind the bluff. I'm behind the bluff now, back by the Carlson Kiln with an N. These are remnants of old foundations and such that were here at the time the kiln was in service. You can see where that is in reference to the railroad tracks. So these are the old Milwaukee Road tracks, if you were to follow history back. And that's the kiln that's in my intro to my video. Goes back to, I want to say it was 1882. Yeah, it says 1882 on the kiln up there. And it's been a little bit, they've worked on it and restored it a bit. But when I first moved into the area about 30 years ago, there were all kinds of things laying out in front that have been cleaned up a little bit. Here's a close-up of it. And for those that don't know, they would take limestone and they would heat it up in those ovens, and it would disintegrate, reform itself, I don't know, break it down, whatever you want to say, and it would turn into lime. And lime is one of the things that the farmers put in their fields today. Hey, there's only one thing I'd like to ask, and that's, do you know the year of that locomotive, or could you pinpoint the years that was made and used? I'd like to know that information. That'd be a great big help. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.